Coming in at number one for creepy stories involving hitchhiking is the murder of the Prendergast family. November 1958, Thomas Prendergast of El Cajon, California, picked up Carl Alfred Eder, pictured here behind me, much older than when they picked him up because he was eventually put in prison. But anyway, he was a 16-year-old runaway hitchhiker from New York, Eder, who was homeless. And Prendergast felt sorry for him, so he decided to let Eder stay with him and his family until Eder got back on his feet. However, Prendergast would come to regret that decision before leaving for work on December 12th, 1958. Prendergast returned home. Eder was already standing outside the house and asked for a ride to San Diego. Prendergast complied and dropped Eder off at the local service station. Prendergast then went home to some very horrifying discovery. His wife Lois was shot dead. The couple's four children, 9-year-old David, 6-year-old Thomas Jr., 4-year-old Diane, and 2-year-old Alan, had all been murdered with a hunting knife. Eder was captured 2 days later and claimed that he had snapped and thrown Diane to the floor because she was making too much noise. As Mrs. Prendergast tended to her injured children, Eder shot her before murdering Diane and Alan. When David and Thomas Jr. returned home from school, Eder killed them as well. He was subsequently given 2 life sentences, but in October of 1974, Eder managed to escape from prison and was never recaptured. He left behind a note which read, "I've done enough time. I'm leaving." In subsequent years, Eder was seen hanging around with motorcycle gangs and radical left-wing anti-government groups, and it's speculated that maybe one of these groups had murdered him. However, if he is still alive, Carl Alfred Eder would be 73 years old today, and there is a $20,000 reward for his capture.